Been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life moves fast when you're doing.
Hi guys, I'm Isabel.
I'm Alex.
Welcome to our channel, and today we're going to be doing some Q&As from my Instagram that I asked you guys to ask us to ask each other. And we're going to do that right after we get some food. So we're going to go pick up some food and then we'll be right back. Okay, we just got back from getting our food and we're going to start with the Q&A. So let's get started. The first question is, who was interested first?
You were?
I wouldn't say I was interested first. I think I didn't want like anything crazy. I just had a crush, and I think you acted on it first. But I had a crush first.
Mm-hmm.
What? Bro, what are you?
Okay. What triggers you most in an argument?
Go first.
So I guess what triggers me most is like when you like start not taking it seriously, and you'll just be like, you'll either start laughing or you'll just be like, okay, believe what you want then. Like that, I feel like that makes me more mad because it's like, it's not that I want to argue with you, it's just like you can stand by your opinion instead of letting me like believe that I'm right, even if like I'm accusing you of something wrong.
And just have my opinion, and then you just don't believe me, so.
Yeah, keep fighting for your opinion.
So
When you fall into like believe what you want, like you look so guilty.
But,
Okay, what triggers you in an argument? What triggers you in an argument?
I don't know.
Say hi. Say hi to the camera. Hi. Back to question number 3. Who initiated the first kiss?
I did.
It was it was my first kiss, so I wasn't gonna initiate it because I didn't know what I was doing. It was my freshman year.
Yeah, it was the sophomore.
Right outside the school doors, in front of everyone. Who wins more arguments?
I do.
Why would you say that you win more arguments?
Because I'm always right.
What makes you believe you're always right?
I'm never wrong.
Okay, in the moments you are wrong, which is a lot.
What? That's a lot.
I would say that I win more arguments because I'm more correct on a lot of things. But yeah, I just feel like I'm a little more like reasonable about things. When I know I'm right, I'm right, and then it's like if I'm wrong, I'll admit to it later on.
When I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong.
But you never admit you're wrong.
Yes, I do.
Like if he's wrong, he will not admit that he's wrong. He'll like keep fighting for like, I'm right. Or if I'm right, it'll go back to question number 2. Believe what you want, because I'm right. And then my trigger comes forth.
If I'm wrong, I admit it. But if I know I'm right, I'm gonna keep
not
saying
admit it.
If I know I'm right, I'm always gonna keep saying that I'm right.
Perfect example of him lying right here and being
Oh,
wrong and not gonna admit it. Question number 3. Oh, wait, no.
Number
4? No, we're on 5 now.
No, 5.
Question number 5. Question number 5 and 6 kind of go together, so I'll ask both of them together. When do we plan on starting a family of our own, and how many kids would we want? I would say once we're working, like steady job, finished with school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I want to finish my college and I want to obviously be able to afford our own little place before any of that happens. But for the second question, how many kids would we want? How many kids would you want?
3 or 4.
Me personally, I would want I say max 5. Max 5. Definitely like 3 at least for sure. But definitely within those ranges. Rooting for 5. How did you know he or she was the one?
Go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Do you not have an answer?
I gotta think about it.
He still don't know. He still don't know. For me personally, it was definitely once he met my family. Once he met my family, I was like, okay, he's the one. Just because I feel like, I mean, obviously it's pretty easy to get along with my family, but for them to speak so highly of him, they really thought like he was such a great guy. And obviously he still is to this day. They still talk about how amazing he is constantly. Just the respect they have for him and the respect he has for my family. I think automatically the second I saw that, I was like, he's the one. Your turn.
I can't agree anymore.
Oh, really? I bet you couldn't. You have to answer. You have to tell me.
I knew you were the one because, I just know. I just know. And God told me to. Yeah.
Great answer.
You're chill, so I was like, yeah.
Okay.
And cool.
Okay, if you notice a quality difference, we gotta switch over to the phone, another phone, because my storage is not ready to handle this.
Better quality.
The next question is, what were we looking for when we met? Like, when we met each other and when we finally decided to date each other, like, what were we looking for, like, in each other? Did that question make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, like, what were we looking for in another person? Like, what were you looking for in a girl?
You?
Me, I was looking for someone who was respectful, someone who was strong-minded, someone who had goals, and he definitely stood out a lot. He was very funny when we met.
I still am.
When we met. And I think that's what like caught my eye. It's just like he was such a little jokester, and like I was just like, okay, like he's funny, I like him. But he was also really nice. Like he wasn't like those type of guys who they try to be mean to be funny, I guess you could say. Like he was just naturally funny. And then besides that, like he didn't expect nothing. Like we were just like going with the flow, and when it came down to him meeting my family, he was a nice person. So just like all expectations, I feel like that are natural, like the low expectations that should be there, he had, and then he made them like 20 times better. So I feel like that's what stood out to me, is that he still went above and beyond. Okay, next question. What brought us closer together?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I guess it's just like naturally. I don't know.
I think just us spending the amount of time together as we do brought us closer together. And pretty much, yeah, just the longer you get to know each other and the longer you are together, the closer you'll get. Like, I feel like a lot of as we've been together.
Communication. communicating.
We've got better at communicating, definitely. I feel like we were able to somewhat communicate at first. It was just like really hard understanding each other's points of views.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can get our points of view across to each other, but we wouldn't understand it. Like I wouldn't understand where he's coming from, he wouldn't understand where I was coming from. I feel like we always let each other speak.
You would say disagree. Oh, is it agree to disagree?
But you know, I mean, even now we agree to disagree at some points, but we
No, right.
But we understand, like, okay, I don't agree with your opinion, but I understand where you're coming from. Before, it was just like, no, I don't want to hear it. Like, you're wrong, I'm right. But definitely now we understand where each other is coming from. Literally, as we grow older, like, we understand more and more about each other. And at first, definitely, we were just like, we're right, you're wrong. Like, they're not hearing it. But now I think definitely, yeah, we've worked on that. Pretty much that's it. Like,
Yeah.
there was nothing really that we struggled super hard with besides
if there
communication.
is anything else, like that's the main thing.
Yeah, like that was something that was a big problem. But it wasn't like make or break our relationship. It was just like if we were gonna be happy together, like we were just gonna have to fix that.
Mm.
Okay, next question. How have our views on life changed as we've been together?
I mean, we're older now, and like I think like as adults,
I feel
we
like
just like have like our view is like to get a place and have a family.
Yeah.
And,
definitely like when we first got together, obviously we're two different people, we're gonna have two different views on certain things, but overall I feel like we wanted the same thing in life. Like I think that's what also brought us so close together and like really inspired us to be together in the first place, is because when we met we had a lot in common, and it didn't come with like what we do, like we do this in common. No, like none of that was in common, but it was more the fact that like what we wanted in life was very similar. And so how our views changed, definitely I feel like we want more things the same in life. Like if there was anything that we didn't want the same, it's definitely changed that we've talked about it and we're just like, we know what we want now. And you eventually mold together and like want the same thing. If the person's the right person, you're gonna want the same thing and you're gonna want to make it work to it being the same thing. Okay, the last and final question. What's your favorite thing about me?
everything.
No, what's the one thing that is your favorite thing about me?
Everything.
What's one thing that just makes your mind go crazy?
Everything. No, I'll say like your personality.
That's the most generic answer in the whole wide world.
It is like your personality.
What about my personality?
You're like when you decide on doing something, like you work on it and you're doing it,
Okay,
like,
so you like my dedication to things.
dedication, like your mindset, like
Okay, I guess my answer is pretty similar,
You're
but
funny.
there's a lot. My answer is pretty similar, but there's also like different things. Like I love his facial features. His features are like my favorite thing ever. But if we're talking about personality wise, physical, I love his eyes. His eyes are so cute to me. But internally, definitely his drive to make things work in life. Like he has a goal, he goes to reach for it. And if that goal doesn't work out, he understands that it just wasn't meant to happen. He's not the type of person to beat himself up about it and just like dwell over it forever. He's gonna pick that goal. If it doesn't work out, he knows there's a backup plan. And he always he never gives up about that. So I think that's definitely like my favorite thing about him, is just his drive and him just never giving up. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching our first vlog. Hopefully there'll be more to come, but I hope you enjoyed our little Q&A, and we'll be doing this again soon. Stay tuned for next week's video.